responded. That's totally true. How could I decide? This is making me crazy. If I commit to you too soon, I'll miss something amazing. Everything's happening everywhere. I'm afraid of missing out. If I wait to commit, I could get more exposure. If I decide wrong, my life is over. I'm scanning all systems, still checking with friends. I know you need an answer, but it all still depends. Everything's happening everywhere. I'm afraid So many layers to unfold. To have moments that you gave us. To hear stories that you told. There's still something you can teach me. But you are out of reach. I can wish and we can wonder and regret for what is lost. To an undiscovered country, your soul and body crossed. There's still something you can teach me. But you are out of reach. There's still something you can teach me. You are out of reach. There's still something you can teach me. You are out of reach.
Midnight Milwaukee, 1959. Hot haddocks on the mound. Razor stealing signs the whole game. Still having more Milwaukee down.
Through a perfect game, I was in the Hall of Fame. A Cooperstown don't call it what it was. That's a shame. Only man to pitch and lose a perfect game.
Through the later ends, throwing hard without a sweat. Ended regulation, striking out over dead. 12 innings done, no runners reaching base. Nobody had ever done it, so Harvey's place in history is safe. Yeah.
Through a perfect game, I was in the Hall of Fame. A Cooperstown don't call it what it was, and that's a shame. Only master pitch and lose a perfect game.
Never in the 13, I sealed Harvey's fate. Then Joanne got home and boy, it never reached the plate.
ready to match the stars. Tex Cumberland. Dr. Ruth Bestimer. Seaward Lane. Justine Brass. Dolly Tavalis. Carol Shamming. As we play the star-studded, not very big money MatchProv. And now here's the host of MatchProv, Gene Razon.
Thank you, Johnny O. Hello, stars. Welcome to MatchProv, brought to you by Comedy Sports Portland. We're here, and if you happen to have just walked in and don't know what you're getting into, this is a little more of a PG-13 kind of show than the regular Comedy Sports Portland show. Keep that in mind. And also keep in mind there's a fabulous $60 gift certificate to Comedy Sports Portland up for grabs for whichever of our two contestants triumphs tonight. But first, let's beat our stars. Dr. Ruth Bestimer, it's a pleasure to have you here tonight.
Thank you so much, Gene. It's always good to be here, yes.
Did you call me genius?
No, I just
No,
said
you didn't. Okay, I thought for a second there, it seemed like it. And
I
also,
would like to be able to do that, but no.
new to our show this week is Sully Travalis. Sully, welcome to our show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And Carol, looking lovely tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, Gene.
I like what you did there. I might just go with that. Well, it's time.
You're
for
both
us
very
to meet.
attractive men.
Indeed. And now it is time to meet our contestants for tonight. Welcome, Tim Harrison and Kirk Kiebert. Thank you for that smattering of applause for our contestants. Welcome to the show. Tim, we come to you first. Tim, tell us a little something about yourself.
Yes, I'm from Indianapolis, and I am a chemist by trade.
Chemistry.
Yes.
What do you compound?
Oh, well, I do quality control.
You keep the chemicals in line.
Yes.
Well done. And
Somebody's got to do it.
Right. It holds the universe together, correct?
Right.
That is correct.
Kirk Kieverts, tell us something about yourself.
I think he's muted.
He doesn't know how mute works.
It's not polite.
I do know how mute works. I'm Kirk. I'm coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, and really pleased to be here tonight. When the world allows it, I go and entertain folks at senior citizens facilities. So not a thing that's happening right now.
Fair enough. Sounds like something we're to be doing, though.
Thanks.
All right. Well, it's time for us to start our game. Tim, I'm going to come to you first. You have your choice of A or B.
Ooh, I'll go with B.
B it is. First round question. Everyone plays. Tim, you just listen to this. Think about what your answer might be, and we'll give our celebrities time to write down their response so you have plenty of time to think about it while they're writing. Okay? Listen up, everyone. Here's your first round question. Little Red Riding Hood said, this one's about Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf, "If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank." So again, Little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf, "If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank." So think about what the celebrities might come up with to fill in that blank. You have plenty of time to think while they're writing.
So, Little Red Riding Hood is the girl that went into the forest with her little and the big bad wolf, right? In the basket.
Yes.
Oh, the fairy
Wolf
tale.
was actually mentioned in the question, if you recall. I actually mentioned the wolf as part of the setup on this. Little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf, "If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank." Keywords here: Little Red Riding Hood, grandmother. That's those are some of the important. Carol, you're just radiant after you finish writing.
I'm very proud when I finish the task. Thank you so much, Gene.
Well done on the task.
I always reward myself.
I do the same. I reward myself frequently. It's important.
Probably a different kind of reward for you.
I bet you use both hands.
Sometimes.
Well, when you pull a rope, you got to use both hands on the getting that curtain open.
Same thing with the bat, 2 hands on it all the time until the follow through.
Right.
Then it's just 1 hand.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's 2 hands is a universal truth. Okay,
That's
I think
right.
all the knuckleheads have finished writing, so we come back to you, Tim Harrison. Little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf, "If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank." What's your answer?
So many things. I'm going to go with rocker.
Rocker. Show me your rocker. Grandmothers have rockers. That's a very reasonable answer. We'll come to Seaward Lane. We'll come to you first. He's looking for a rocker.
Well, you can find a rocker in all kinds of places, but when you're talking about a grandmother, just like in Oklahoma, I was part of that. I produced that. One of the famous characters, they had false teeth.
False teeth. That would be something you might show to prove you're very
See, that's
reasonable.
the picture of a teeth and the mouth right there. See, I got all that in there. See that?
Justine Brass, well-known author. We come to you next. If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank.
Well, I find that at least one character needs to have money for there to be a true romance. And since it's obvious that the wolf has none, show me your pearls.
Show me your pearls. Your grandmother pearls. Next, we come to Tex Cumberland. Tex Cumberland. Gary, Brenda said, this one's about Brenda, not Gary. I don't know where I did with that. I just traveled on, no, Little Red Riding Hood said to the wolf, "If you're really my grandmother, show me your blank."
Well, we had a lot of imposter situations on the diamond, but whenever we want to find out if someone was a true ball player or not, a true ball player chews an ungodly amount of tobacco. And so we look to see how many of your teeth are remaining.
Teeth.
Yeah,
Very
see,
reasonable
right?
answer. Dr. Ruth Bestheimer, can you help us out with this question?
Yes, Jean. Well, the story, it took a place in a particular part of the house, as I recall, and it is the most important room in the house. So I said he would want to be shown to her bedroom.
Bedroom. Show me your bedroom. Right up your alley, Dr. Ruth. All right, we're still looking for a rocker. We'll check in with Sully Travalis. Sully Travalis, do you have a rocker?
Well, I have a rocker, but that's not on my card. I was in a lot of war movies, and the Germans were always asking for the papers. So if you're going to ask if she's the grandmother, you got to check for her AARP card.
AARP card.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to make sure.
I have 2 of those. I went back around.
That would mean you're like 110.
But I don't look a day over 98.
Carol Shanning. Carol Shanning, what's your answer?
Yes, well, I don't know about your grandma, but my grandma was a wonderful baker. So I would say, "Grandma, show me your cakes."
Show me your cakes.
Raspberry cakes.
Lovely
Sweet
answer.
cakes?
Sorry, Tim, we weren't able to find any rockers this time around, but we've got 3 rounds to go, so you got plenty of time to get in this. We do go to Kirk Kievert for your round 1 question. This is the one about Brenda. Brenda said, "I just traveled on a very cheap airline. The airplane didn't have any blank." So again, Brenda said, "I just traveled on a very cheap airline. The airplane didn't have any blank." But Kirk be thinking about that one. The celebrities will be writing their answers. You know how this works, right? Eventually, we hope to match. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it goes for weeks.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I always repeat the question. Brenda said, "I just traveled on a very cheap airline. The airplane didn't have any blank." You with me, Seaward?
Yeah.
I don't travel on cheap airlines.
That's good to know. I'm going to write that down.
Just in case
You're first class all the way, right?
Totally. I'm done with cheap things.
All
Money.
cheap things.
Money is
All
key.
right. C word is back. Okay, I think we've got it right. Let's go back to Kirk. Here we go. Brenda said, I just traveled on a very cheap airline. The airplane didn't have any blank.
Nuts.
Nuts. It was so cheap they couldn't spring for the nuts. That's what Kirk's saying.
Yeah.
So, Tex Cumberland, we'll come to you first this time. Tex Cumberland, show us your nuts.
It's kind of a rocky ride. And well, you do have to have some nuts. You got to have some cojones to play in the bigs. What I'm usually looking for on an airplane ride is Percocet.
Percocet. The airline was so cheap they couldn't spring for the Percocet.
I have a few in my wallet. Let me get them.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be dandy.
Dr. Ruth Bestheimer.
Yes. Well, you know, if you're going to be a member of the Mile High Club, you have to make sure that the plane has this. I said perhaps it didn't have any seats.
Seats. That would be an uncomfortable trip.
The seats are the obstacle to joining the Mile High Club?
Well, if there are none, it will not be easy for you. No, it will not be easy. Possible, but not easy.
Sully Travalis. Do you have nuts?
Yeah, I got nuts. I got more nuts than you could imagine. But
I don't know.
the thing is if the airline is really cheap, they're probably not going to have any wings. But I'd also like to mention my plane doesn't have any nuts.
The airline is so cheap it doesn't have any more wings. All right. Still looking for a match here. Brenda said, I just traveled on a very cheap airline. The airplane didn't have any. Carol Shamming, what did you write?
Oh, well, every airplane I was ever on had nuts and seats and Percocets, but the real cheap ones don't have any vodka.
Not any vodka.
No vodka.
I can see how you would go right to that one. Seaward Lane.
Well, back when I was writing and directing, I worked with a lot of nuts and played with a lot of nuts. But you know, my airplane, the cheap airlines, wouldn't have any wings.
No wings.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I should have gone with.
And Justine Brass. Are there nuts in your direction?
I always have nuts.
So
I don't always
Show
have
us.
Seats. Very useful. So we've managed to get through our first round with a perfectly tied score, so that's extra exciting. We'll be back with more MatchProv, 2 more rounds of MatchProv right after this.
Ladies, you can't squeeze the Charmin.
But this isn't Charmin, Mr. Whipple. This is new Charmin. Even more squeezably soft.
But
You can see, feel, and hear the difference. See the bigger puffs, the softness? But you can feel the difference. Feel how much softer. You can even hear. It's really...
no matter how irresistibly soft, please don't squeeze the new Charmin.
Mr. Whipple.
Introducing new Charmin. So much softer you can see, feel, and hear the difference. New soft fragrance, too.
Carol, I grabbed some vodka.
Welcome back to the next round of MatchProv.
Here you go, Carol. Thank you, Johnny Olson. Back to chat with our stars a little more. Seaward, what are you working on?
Well, right now I'm working on a little musical. It's called The Sun's Gonna Set Tomorrow and the Sun's Gonna Rise Today.
Sun's gonna set tomorrow, and are those the only 2 things that are gonna happen with the sun? Is that what you're
That's
saying,
it.
Seaward?
That's the only 2 things. It's a musical about how the weather is going to change the world, and yeah, it's going to be.
If it worked for Annie, it could work for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Seaward's been around so long, he's starting to write Weather Channel inspired theater.
That's right, musical. It's musical. The big hit is the tornado turns to the left on the above the equator, and to the right below the equator.
Do you write any songs that are under
I know what you're
12
saying.
words long in the title?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all pretty long, but you know you got to have that these days to keep the kids' attention. From what I heard from the tactics and the vines and the tubes on the YouTubes.
Yikes.
You're having
Right?
trouble with modern times, aren't you, C-word?
Yeah. What'd you say? Yeah, trouble. Yep. Yeah.
I think it's best to move on, Gene.
Let's
All
turn
right,
our
all right.
attention back to our contestants. All right, Kirk, I'll give you your first chance. You have your choice of A or B.
Didn't do great with A last time. Let's try B.
All right, let's try B. The salesperson shouted up to Noah, "Hey, Noah! With all those animals on that ark, I bet you could use a blank."
So is he talking about B Noah?
Noah.
A sales,
This is B Noah.
a salesperson.
This is the ark
The
Noah.
salesperson.
Right.
Sort of
But
a
what
genre.
Noah?
This is like a genres coming together kind of question. The salesperson shouted up to Noah, "Hey, Noah! With all those animals on that ark, I bet you could use a blank." Kirk, you're thinking about that. The salesperson might have still Stars, are you with me?
Hey, with you.
Well, you can always repeat the question. That's always a good thing. So.
Tex Cumberland looks like he's looking way out in left field. Kirk, you processing this question? You kind of putting it together in your mind?
I've got some. I'm narrowing down.
All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think everyone's done. Maybe Tex. I think everybody's done. All right, here we go. Kirk, we come back to you for your A or B question, whichever one you said. I forgot. The question is, the salesperson shouted up to Noah, "Hey, Noah! With all those animals on that ark, I bet you could use a blank."
Litter box.
A litter box. That would be handy with a big ark full of animals. Sully Travalis. Can
Yeah.
you match Kirk on this one?
Well, conceptually, sure. Because if you have all those animals and they're all going in the litter box, you got to clean the litter box with a really big shovel.
Shovel. Okay, I can see where you go there, but not a match. Carol Shamming, you have a litter box.
Oh, well, I do have a litter box, and when I go to my litter box, I use a poop scoop. Also with stinking flies.
I'm sorry.
That's
They
lovely.
go together like Shamalama Ding Dong, but unfortunately, it is not an exact match. Seaward Lane, we come back to you.
Well, good. I'm
What'd you
glad
write
you come
down?
back to me. I'm on the same page with Carol Shaman, and I said poop scooper.
Poop scooper.
And I even drew the poop and the scoop line. Dude, see
You know,
that?
So
that
many
Seems like a
stink
big-
lines.
those two items
Seems like a big
together
art
would be-
round.
Yeah. And the dash goes in there too. See, it's two separate words.
Scoop dash scooper. Justine Brass will come to you next. I'll read it again. The salesperson shouted up to Noah, "Hey, Noah! With all those
Noah.
animals on that ark, I bet you could use a blank."
Well, he had some rather large animals on the ark.
Two of each, if I recall.
Yeah.
So he would need a shovel.
A shovel.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A poop scooper would not quite do the job.
You haven't seen my scooper.
Yeah.
That is true.
That would be.
I've seen your scooper
Would be an
before.
It's a two-hand scooper.
Tex Cumberland, what'd you write down?
Well, you know, all these types of animals, you can't just have some sort of zoologist who's familiar with one type of animal. You've got to have a utility zookeeper.
A utility zookeeper.
That's right.
Salesperson selling extra personnel. Dr. Ruth Bestheimer, one more chance for a match. Can you show us a box?
And unfortunately, I cannot show you this box. I only can say that the collective mind should certainly count for something, because I also said shovel.
Shovel, also.
I think you should just give it.
Give him 6 points.
It's just not the way the show works.
I'm
Give him 7.
behind Carol Shamming on that one.
If we keep doing the show long enough, eventually someone will match. We can stay here all night. It's not.
I have lots of paper. Let's go.
I'm only afraid that might have been the gimme answer.
Yeah.
All right, Tim Harrison, we come back to you for whichever of A or B Kirk didn't choose. It was actually, he chose B. So we'll go with A for you. Listen up to this one. Gary said, this one's about Gary. Gary said, these utility companies are rough.
How rough are they?
Well done. It's like when one person out of 6 does it, I'll emphasize it a little more in Civic.
Oh, please do.
Gary said, these utility companies are really rough.
How
rough are they?
Internet delay just totally makes that work. It really does. They told me they're going to cut off my blank. Gary said these utility companies are rough. They told me they're going to cut off my blank. Ken, you thinking about this?
Oh, yeah.
Turning this over in your time? Gary said these utility companies are rough. They told me they're going to cut off my blank.
Is that Gary, like Gary, Indiana, Gary?
Yeah, it's more of like a person's name. Question about a person named Gary.
But Tim is from Indiana, correct?
Correct.
Maybe he knows Gary.
Are you from Gary?
I am not from Gary, no.
No, that didn't work. That's not from Gary.
Has he been to Gary?
Have you been to Gary?
I have passed through Gary, yes.
He kind of waffled on that a little bit. You see, he didn't really acknowledge hanging around at all.
Well, I passed on Gary that one time. I regret it very much.
He was a keeper. All right, I think all our celebrities are
Was
back.
he
Here we go.
utility keeper?
Gary said, all right, we're coming to you now, Tim. Gary said that these utility companies are really rough. They told me they're going to cut off my blank.
I'm surveying the celebrities. I'm hoping for a callback, and I'm going to go with nuts.
Nuts. You know, if we keep saying nuts long enough, we'll eventually get
Someone's. I've got to match somebody.
It's the whole monkeys typing out Shakespeare thing. I know exactly where you're going on this. All right, C-word Lane, we'll start with you first.
Well, that's a fine answer.
Another try to bring out your nuts, man.
That's a fine answer, but I did say body parts, though. I said an arm and a leg.
We're going to cut off my arm dash leg.
Yeah, that counts.
What kind of arm is that?
It's a.
What kind of arm do you have there, C-word?
It's a man's arm. See, yeah, it's got the muscles and everything.
I'm going to say that leg doesn't have very many nuts either. Or too many
that's
nuts, perhaps.
Because they got cut off. That should be a correct answer.
That is a Justine, no matches there. Justine Brass, caught you in the middle of drinking. We're looking for nuts once again. It's sort of like, it's the theme of the night, looking for nuts.
Well, I'm afraid my creative juices have not been flowing very well this evening. And this is maybe adjacent to the nuts, and I'm perhaps not as yeah, I said penis.
Going for it.
Justine, you just went right there.
That is rough.
I like the way you're using the technology to hide yourself from your answer. Tex Cumberland, we come to you. We're still looking for nuts.
Well, you know, back when I was playing with the Milwaukee Braves in '63, this utility infielder named Red Shodice, he told Hank Aaron to start hitting more line drives instead of home runs. So what he did that season was he cut off his power.
He cut off his power. That's something a utility company might do.
I see what you did there.
Dr. Ruth Bestheimer.
Well, you know, this is what always worries me so much when we think about these things and we consider the loss. And I was very worried that, in fact, they would cut off someone's nuts.
Hey, there's some nuts. We've got a nut connection, finally, and a point on the board.
Very good.
Very nice. Point for Tim. And Sully Travalis, we come to you. One more chance to get your nuts onto the table.
Well, clearly there was an implication in the question that there's intimidation going on. But when you're going to threaten somebody, you save the gold for last when they're still resisting. you start with something non-essential like a pinky,
Start with a
which
finger.
also doesn't have nuts.
Our company's sort of building up on this. And Carol Shamming.
Oh, I would be really scared if they offered to cut off my vital juice.
Cut off your juice.
Yeah, they're going to cut off the juice.
Cut off the juice. That's something.
Which is what we call nuts where I'm from.
Very nice. All right. Well, something very unusual happened. We had a match during that, so we're batting 1 for 24 on our first couple of rounds. Tim leads 1-0. We'll be back to play round 3 of MatchProv right after this.
Listen, Doc, there's nothing like a little Saturday morning TV to get you off to a good start. First, hey, look, it's the Bugs Bunny Show. Then, Yogi's Gang. Super Friends. Lassie's Rescue Rangers. Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Mission Magic. Saturday mornings on ABC. Watch them all, Doc.
And now back to the Moderate Money Match Game with your host, Gene Raison.
Hey, once again, John Olson. Third round of MatchProv. Whoever's in the lead at the end of our third round of MatchProv will go on to play the bonus round, which tonight is worth up to $60 in Comedy Sports Portland gift certificate. Very, very nice. All right, Tim, this round will come to you first. You have your choice of A, X, or B.
I will go with A. Oh, I will go with A.
A is a nice choice. A it is. All right, here we go. Stars, listen up. And Tim, keep your eye on this one. Rudy has given up being a pickpocket. Instead of picking your pocket,
Good for you, Rudy.
now Rudy picks your blank. So Rudy has given up being a pickpocket. Instead of picking your pocket, now Rudy picks your blank. Clear on the concept of the question here?
Could you repeat the question, please?
I always repeat the question. Rudy has given up being a pickpocket. Instead of picking your pocket, now Rudy picks your blank.
How old
No longer
is
is going to
Rudy?
pick your pocket.
How old is Rudy?
Yeah,
How old is Rudy? Well, let's see. Usually when you make a career decision of this kind, it's usually in your mid-30s, perhaps.
It's never too late.
Late 30s, perhaps. Change of heart, no longer going to pick your pocket.
All right.
Is that
right.
a believable character? You're a writer. Is that a believable character?
That is so believable. I believe Rudy would pick your pockets and lie to your face about it.
Okay, well, let's find out. All right, Tim, we're coming back to you for your answer. Rudy has given up being a pickpocket. Instead of picking your pocket, now Rudy picks your blank.
Nose.
Nose. Now he picks your nose. Tex Cumberland. Deb's looking for a nose. Do you have one?
I had a teammate back on the Colt 45s. His name was Rudy Kokiani. And, he had a little trouble with the booger sugar there. So day after nights out, he'd be picking his nose.
Nose. There's the back right there. All right. Up to 2 points for you now, Tim. And next we go to Dr. Ruth Bestheimer.
Yes, I also thought he would pick it, but I would actually say the schnoz.
Schnoz. Schnoz. What's a nose?
It's the same thing. It means the same thing.
Sully Cervalis, we come to you.
Yes. I know how Tim likes callbacks, so I wrote down nose, but it also looks like nuts.
Right. Another point for you? We're on a roll now. This is kind of frightening. We've never moved this fast ever. Carol Shamming.
Well, I was thinking nuts because since you were all talking about it, it got me very hungry for nuts. And then I realized that I have a nut allergy, which affects my nose.
Nose.
That makes a lot of sense.
And Seward Lane, we come to you. Lots of noses showing up here.
Well, you Yeah, it got me when he said he's in his 30s, you know. So, and the reason he's picking the pockets is because he needs money. So instead of us picking his nose, he's going to pick his financial advisor.
Pick a financial advisor.
So
Don't you have to have money to have one of those?
That
That
money.
makes a lot of sense.
That is the oddest shape of money I've ever seen.
Yes,
Justine
indeed.
Brass.
Kind of looks like one of his arms.
Bernie
I
Madoff.
seem to be like always in the correct general area, but just a little off. Gonna pick your teeth.
Pick your teeth. Oh, not conspicuous at all. All right, nice run there. Tim, you're up to 5 points. Kirk, we come to you for the other side of this question. And we'll see if you can come back and get ahead in this third round. All right, here's your question. The cannibal said to his wife, "I'm not very hungry tonight, dear. I think I'll just eat a blank." We found C words button. The cannibal said to his wife, "I'm not very hungry tonight, dear. I think I'll just eat a blank."
I don't need you to repeat that one for me at all.
I'll repeat it as many times as you need, C word. I know that.
Why don't you repeat it for me, just for, you know.
Why doesn't the cannibal have a name?
Wait, could I hear it again? What is it?
Usually I would say something like Gary the cannibal, but for some reason this time it's just the cannibal. I'm not sure why we wrote it that way. If you'd like, I can give the cannibal an answer.
Could I hear the whole thing again?
The whole question again. The cannibal said to his wife, "I'm not very hungry tonight, dear. I think I'll just eat a blank."
All right.
Clear on that?
Yep.
Kirk, you're still thinking this over? They're still writing. You got some time. Kirk looks troubled. All right. We'll see Sully writing. You get there? All right, they're back. All right, Kirk, we put this off as long as we can. The cannibal said to his wife, "I'm not very hungry tonight, dear. I think I'll just eat a blank."
Well, when Sully asked to hear the whole question again, I figured that should probably be the answer. He's just going to eat the whole.
Eat the whole. I see what you did there. Okay. So this will be an interesting trip around the panel. So I may not even be able to do my usual joke as we go around this time. Dr. Ruth Bestheimer. I can't say it. I'm not going to say it. What'd you write down, Ruth?
Oh, well, I understand where you come up with the idea of eating the whole. I mention this often with my patients, but in a related term, I said eating a cucumber.
Cucumber. That would be.
Go well with whole.
Sully Travalis, we come to you. Whole?
No. He's a caveman, right?
Caveman? There's no caveman in this.
Wait. What is he?
Caveman? Cannibal.
Cannibal.
Cannibal. Oh, cannibal.
Cannibal.
Oh, it still works. So I went to the callback of nuts, but he didn't want all the nuts. He just wanted one nut.
One nut.
No
I think I'll just
berries.
do that. All right. I like the way you changed that because of the A, so that made that work. Carol Shamming. Whole?
Well, I wish I had my old thing that said cakes. That would work too for that. But instead, I went with toe.
Oh, just gonna eat
Just
a toe.
a little
light
toe.
snack. Just a little light snack.
Just a light
Next
snack.
Cumberland.
Pinky toe.
Well, you
Take
know, you got to
Cumberland.
maintain a strict diet, and when you're not eating, you can still actually eat yourself as a cannibal by eating your own muscles by not eating.
Just the muscles. Just gonna have the muscles.
That's a very thinking one.
Cannibals with a high protein diet. Justine Brass.
Well, I kind of figured you got to give the people what they want, which is a callback. A nut.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's hard to tell what the people want. They want all kinds of things. And C word, we come to you. You enjoyed this.
Well, we was kind of on the same page a little bit with the callbacks, because when you're in the theater industry, you need callbacks from act 1 to act 3. It's all got to tie together. So I too said nuts.
Also, M dash. Hang on. What did you draw a picture of? Is that a nut tree? What is that?
That's a nut tree. That's right. Nuts
A nut
grow
tree.
on trees. Right.
Yep.
That's a nut tree.
Well,
It's
thanks
a
for
very
drawing
warm
that.
tree.
Yeah.
And I believe that means at the end of the third round, Tim Harrison is our winner. Now, Tim Harrison,
Congratulations,
you hang
Tim.
around for a moment. We're going to play our bonus round. Kirk, we do have to say goodbye to you. We have lovely parting gifts. We're going to send you out to our audience. Thank you for joining us today on MatchProv. And we'll be right back to play the bonus round with Tim right after this.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's probably good for you. You try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
There are two kinds of Life cereals to please all kinds of kids. Regular Life and Cinnamon Life. Make Life cereals part of your nutritious breakfast.
We're back again for MatchProv with our host, Gene Reza.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome back to MatchProv. The exciting part. This is where we start to give away. So, Tim, now we're going to play a bonus round. We'll change the format just a little bit, and you'll get some help with the celebrities, and then you'll try to get a special one-on-one match for a top prize of a $60 Comedy Sports Portland gift certificate. So the way this first part works is our audience match. Many years ago, a television studio audience was polled, and they gave their best possible response to this. Blank wire. Blank wire. Now, the answer that they gave most often, the big win answer, is at the top spot, and it will earn you, if you match it, a 70s dinner party cookbook. The good job answer, the second most popular answer they gave, is the good job answer, and you will earn a matching game with baby animals. And the not bad answer, the third most popular answer to this question, will earn you a pet rock. Also very thematic for a 70s kind of show like this one. Now, for this round, the Knuckleheads can actually help you out. You can call on 3 of the Knuckleheads for suggestions on what might go in that blank as voted on by this audience. So choose a celebrity for your first help.
Ooh, let's go with Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth Bestheimer, what would you put in that blank wire?
Well, I had to say from my own experience, best to do things from the high wire.
High wire, high wire. That would be a very reasonable thing to put there. Choose another celebrity, Tim.
I'll go with Carol.
Carol
Oh,
Shannon.
well, thank you, Tim. You know, sometimes I fall and it's terrible because I tripped on the tripwire.
Tripwire. Okay, and choose one more celebrity for one more suggestion.
Oh goodness. I'll go with Tully.
Glad you did, because
Sully. I'm sorry.
If action movies ever taught me anything, it's that you need to know how to hot wire a car.
Hot wire. So the suggestions you got from the celebrities are hot wire, tripwire, and high wire. You can choose one of those, or if you feel like you have a better answer that would match the audience from long ago, you can choose that. Anything you like.
I kind of like high wire.
High wire.
Yeah.
That was the one that Dr. Ruth gave you. We'll see if we can find it. So we're going to start at the bottom with the not bad, the third most popular answer. You'll get a pet rock in this first part of the bonus round if you matched here. Let's check out the not bad answer. Live wire. And now we're going to check the second most popular answer, the good job answer. Let's see if there's high here. Here's the high right there.
There's high.
Nice job. You have just won the matching game with baby animals, and you get to go on to the follow-up bonus round for a chance to win the $60 gift certificate. Let's see what's behind the big win, the most popular answer, Slided Earl. Barbed wire.
Barbs. Oh.
Very complicated wire. Very
That
interesting.
didn't come out until at least the 80s.
All right. Well, Tim, you've earned the matching game. That's yours to keep no matter what. But this is the exciting part where you try to do a one-on-one match with the celebrity of your choice, an exact match to a question we will do. Which celebrity would you like to try to win the $60 gift certificate?
I think I've had good luck with Dr. Ruth tonight.
Sticking with Dr. Ruth.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth, pressure's on. Here it is. All right. Listen
Suspense
up.
is killing me.
I know, right? I had to fumble for the imaginary card that doesn't actually have anything written on it for a second. Dr. Ruth, you write your answer, and Tim, you think about it for a second. Blank lift. Blank lift. L-I-F-T. Dr. Ruth, you write your answer to that. Tim, you try to sort of get in the zone with Dr. Ruth. Get some good vibes going here. Try to think what she would be writing right now. He will try to write what
You
you
picked me. Could have just thought of action movies.
Blank.
No, I really thought it was going to be The Wire.
What? The Wire?
The Wire.
The Wire. It might have been after this audience.
I also thought of Livewire on that one.
Uh-oh, she's changing
Dr.
her
Ruth
mind.
is changing her mind. She's doing that body shake thing like, I'm not sticking with what I just wrote.
But now I am. I know.
Now you are. Now you are. All right. Okay.
Maybe she was just doing that thing that she does.
Tim, we come back to you. We're looking for an exact match to try to win that $60 Comedy Sports Portland gift certificate. Blank lift.
I'm going to go with my first thought, which is fork.
Fork lift. Fork lift. Dr. Ruth, did you write a fork in it?
You know, fork it. I didn't. I wrote.
Oh,
chair lift.
The first thing
chair
I thought.
lift.
Oh, we do it
That
like
would-
this.
Oh, that's not a match. Okay.
That would have been something very useful for the grandmother of the earlier
I would have
question.
thought nut lift would have been safe.
But then you've been
I
a
said
delightful
fork,
question. You've
so
still won the
I'm
matching
agree.
game with baby animals from the earlier round. You've been a fantastic a contestant. We've loved having you here. Thank you to all our stars. Thank you to Comedy Sports Portland for hosting us. And thank you to Patrick Short and Mary Ann Rambo and Johnny Olson for being our announcer. And we'll catch you next time on
Mark Cotton and Jamie Montgomery production. Catering for the stars came from the Oregon Liquor Commission. The wardrobe was courtesy of Goodwill of Burnside.